Hello and welcome to J9's Upholstery. As you can see, I have some boat seats to reupholster. These are pretty sun-baked and crispy. Nice use of clear Gorilla Tape holding some of these seams together. In this video, I'll show you how I take one of these covers off and prepare it for patterning. Let's take this one apart. Most of them are fairly generic shape and style, it's pretty simple, but this one has some weird pieces that usually I update the pattern and omit some of these seams, but this fits in a boat that has sort of this star design feature in all of the seats, and I won't be doing all of the seats, so I need to make this one match. Now's a good time to take a look at all the corners like this weird looking one, and make any notes if you want to change anything that doesn't fit properly, adjust any seams, and that sort of thing. This one's pretty crispy. Step one is marking everything. This is my first cushion I'm taking apart, so I label it number 1. But get creative. You can use letters, numbers, pictures, it don't matter. And these are my most favoritist tools for seat disassembly. This yellow thing's a staple puller, and it basically pulls the staple up. It's got pointy little ends that jam underneath the staple, and you twist it and it lifts it up. And then my side cutters over there will pull the staple out once it's sticking up. So I made a note of this Hidem material that's on here so I know what parts it goes back onto. These are just marks that make sense in my head. You can use whatever kind of labeling, obviously, that makes sense in your head. Admittedly, mine's a little bit weird, so it might look strange, but it's a good idea to mark everything, and if you don't need it, you don't need it. And if you do, then you got it marked, right? You can also use a small flathead screwdriver for this. You don't need the actual staple puller. Anything that can sort of jam underneath the staple and lift it up so you can pry it out is useful here. This is a closer view of what I'm looking at. The staple is lifted up here. So this little prong thing goes underneath and lifts her up. That way I can slide in there with the side cutters and pull it out. I usually try and ensure that I don't get a bunch of staples on the floor. That's why I put them in my hand and fire them in the garbage can like this. If you have pets or kids running around, the last thing you want in their feet is staples. Staples are officially deleted. Cutting this will make it a bit easier to get the cover off the cushion. So the cover's almost off. This seam over here has piece that staples down to the board in between the two pieces of foam. So I'll remove this little piece of foam and then I can get to that little piece. So those are the staples down there. So I'll cut this one off and then I'll come back later and remove the staples. Alright, let's take some notes. I got a Sharpie here. Any kind of Sharpie or permanent type marker will work. Using a color is more fun because these quite often have factory markings on the back, as you can see. And it makes them a little bit more noticeable, but I only have black here, so I'll just try and remember what my marks are and make them a little bit different than the ones that are already on there. I put arrows on all the pieces going in the same direction. That way it's easier to lay them out on the table and start to figure out what way they go together, especially with this many pieces on a cover. It's easier to keep track of them this way. So this is the time where I like to make note of all the little things like these staple down flaps in between the two pieces of foam and weird things that I might come across in a cover. And I put these lineup marks on it, that way it's easy for me to figure out what piece goes to what piece. I tend to put a lot of these marks on it, these lineup marks. They help to not only figure out what piece goes to the other piece, but also when I'm sewing them I can sort of keep track if I'm in the right spot going around a curve or over other seams. That way things line up from one end to the other. There are a lot of seams in this little cover. I generally cut all of the seam allowance off of the old cover, meaning I cut right on the stitch with the scissors. That way I can add my own seam allowance depending on what type of stitch I'm sewing. This old cover is so brittle, it's like working with cardboard, so nothing has any kind of flexibility to it. You may have noticed that all of my marks are on the back side of the cover. I don't know the specific reason why I do this, but I do, and I've done it for a long time this way. It's likely because I use a lot of white vinyl working on boat seats, so when I pattern my pieces, I can draw them in pencil on the back side of the vinyl, but it really doesn't matter. It really just matters that you put enough marks on it to be able to cut to pieces and sew them together properly. Time to freshen up the old cutting blade. This double stitch or French seam here has the seam allowance flipped on either side at the back, so it's really easy to cut it apart with scissors. So here's the cushion with all of my many pieces to the cover. So my next step is to pattern all of these pieces. The two grays on the right are in separate piles because they are actually different, but they don't look different on the camera. Phase 1 of my boat cushion upholstery is complete. Thanks for watching!